Hello and welcome to Rathod's IS. Today in this video, we are going to see current affairs of 8th August 2023. So let's get started with our discussion. So first we are going to see some brief introduction regarding the topics, so that you can understand from which subject point of view that article is important, and I will be also saying which topic is important for prelims and which topic is important for your mains. And next, we are going to see the detailed analysis of topic from almost 360 degrees. So what you have to read from UPSC point of view. And one more thing you have to remember is there is no need of reading each and every article and each and every line in the article. So whatever which is important from UPSC point of view, you have to extract that. But when you can extract that? So when you have confidence on syllabus. So first you have to by heart the syllabus. Then only you can understand which article is important, and after understanding that we can pick up those articles from newspaper. And next one is you need to have at least some basic understanding of static, so that you can understand what is happening in the current. That means what is happening in the current affairs, and you can easily relate this current affairs with your static syllabus, and this will be the comprehensive study, and this is the preparation for your prelims and mains together. Okay, and later on at last I will be also showing you Hindu newspaper PDF. So now let us try to see the first article that we are going to discuss. So we are going to discuss about right to privacy. So what is this right to privacy? So in 2017, in one famous Supreme Court judgment. So what is that? That is K.S. Puttavaswamy judgment. So in this K.S. Puttavaswamy judgment, Supreme Court said that this right to privacy, it is an integral part of Article 21. So what is Article 21? That is right to life and personal liberty. So it comes under which part? Part 3. That means fundamental right. So this right to privacy is also fundamental right. So why? Now again this right to privacy is in debates because of amendments. So because of this recent draft data personal bill. So here we have to see what is that draft digital data personal bill, and we have to see what are the key highlights and what are the concerns. Already we discussed this topic number of times, but this topic is not leaving you and me. So in editorials here and there you will be getting this article. So I have no choice. I have to discuss this because it appeared in editorial. So this topic is important from your polity point of view, and this is important from your GS paper too. And this topic is important from both your mains and your prelims. And next topic is purging the nation's data of politics. So this article which is talking about data issue. So what is this data actually? So if you are reading current affairs, so you might be reading number of reports come into picture. For example, you know about this periodic labor force survey and National Family Health Survey data. And what happens, so there will be organizations which are releasing this data. But recently in one organization, chairman has been dismissed or suspended. So because of this, so whenever the chairman of that institute is dismissed or suspended, that will be having overall impact on the working of that organization. So here we have to know what is that organization. So what are the issues? So here in this article they talked about two important data. So we have to see that, and we have to see what is the outcome, what will be the impact. And this topic is important from your mains, not from your prelims. And next topic it is about India's mining policy shift. So recently there is one bill which is going to be introduced, and this bill which is talking about amendments to the Mines Act which is present in India. And one important provision which is focused in this article is allowing private sector. So we are allowing private sector. So if you are talking about this mines and minerals, so they are very important. For example, you can take this rare earth metals. So rare earth metals are very important for manufacturing, for automobile sector. But what is the issue is, so even though mines are present in India, so government have the complete control over that. So because of this, government is having lack of funds, lack of technology, lack of infrastructure. So because of this, government do not have much ability to draw them from the earth. So because of this, as of now, we depended on the other countries for getting that so and so minerals. So now through this bill, so we are going to increase the participation of private sector. So whenever private sector is entering into any field, that will lead to increasing of competition and increasing of technology advancement, and that will also leads to increasing of investment, and we can go for increasing of efficiency. So now this bill which talks about one important concept of entry of private sector into this mining. So here we have to see how this bill going to address this. So what are going to be the issues and what is the importance of this mines bill, and you have to see which are the mines that you are focusing on. So these all the things that you need to know. And one homework I want to give you here is, so where are the important mines present in India, in which state? For example, you can talk about coal mines, you can talk about iron mines, bauxite mines. So where exactly they are located? So this is your homework. And next one is massive crypto based Ponzi scheme exposed, says Odisha police. So always Ponzi scheme will be in news. What is this Ponzi scheme? So one person will be there, so he will come to you and ask that you have to join this scheme. So after joining this scheme, you have to add 3 more people, and that 3 people will be adding 3 each, that means 9, and later on that 9 people will be adding 3 each, then that will be 27%. So what happened, whenever this chain system is going on, so how many people are joined, based on that you will be getting revenue. So this type of schemes are called as Ponzi schemes. So one crypto based Ponzi scheme came into exposure now. So this is the thing which said by Odisha police. So here you have to know what is this Ponzi scheme exactly, and you have to understand what will be the issues. So next homework is, so what will be the outcomes of this Ponzi schemes? So have you ever joined this Ponzi schemes, anyone? So please let me know. Especially even in the engineering colleges and in graduation also, there will be some Ponzi schemes that will be coming to picture, and they will be saying that you will be earning 1000 rupees per day, or you will be earning 10,000 rupees per month, or 15,000 rupees per month. So if you join 3 members, like that. So in this way here, normally during this graduation period, students, they do not have the proper income sources. They have to depend on their parents for their pocket money. So if they are having this type of opportunity, obviously they will be joining in this. So let me know, do you have any experience like this? I had the experience. Okay, so that's what I'm saying you. And next topic, it is generative artificial intelligence startup bubble, a cause for worry or opportunity. So here you have to understand what is a generative artificial intelligence, and you have to understand what is the significance, what are the advantages, and what are the issues. Nothing more, nothing less. And this topic is important from your science and technology. The science and technology comes under your GS paper 3. Okay, and this topic is important from your mains and as well as prelims. So from prelims you can get question from your applications. And next one is UAE said to deter on $2 billion India food parks proposal. So actually in 2022, India and UAE, they came up with a deal that here UAE going to establish some investments in these food parks in India. But because of price fluctuations and because of Essential Commodities Act of India, so there are some concerns. So because of this, till now, so this scheme or this investment had been not implemented. So this is one cause of concern, and this topic is important from your mains from international relations. So here I want to give you one more homework. So which are the countries sharing boundary with UAE? Okay, have you noted? Yes. So now let us try to see the first topic. So first topic is obviously about your right to privacy and right to information, and in which year we came up with this Right to Information Act. So please let me know in the comment box. So this is your fourth homework. So actually this article which is talking about Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023. So why it is in news? So actually it is mainly talking about boosting of digital economy. So because of this increasing of technology, increasing the focus on digital economy, what happened? So there is a sharing of data is happening. So in this data, we are having two types of data. So first one is personal data and second one is non-personal data. So what is the difference between this personal data and this non-personal data? So personal data means by using that data, we can identify that person. So what will come in this personal data? Like name, your address, your gender, your age, your height, your weight. Right? So all this will come under your personal data. And this article says that. So because of this Digital Personal Data Bill 2023, so which is focusing to boost this digital economy. So this is the thing which said by NASCOM. So already we discussed this article in I think 2 days back in Hindu PDF that I said that. So NASCOM came up with a forecast that because of this Digital Personal Data Protection Bill, so it is going to increase the digital economy. So it is a forecast of NASCOM. So because of that article, now we got the editorial now. Okay. So here this article why NASCOM said that there is going to boosting in this digital economy because so this bill will legalize data mining rather than safeguarding the right to privacy. So they are not focusing on right to privacy, but they are focusing on data mining. So this bill introduced in Lok Sabha last week, and outcome of the debate, it is around right to privacy now. So even right to information provides us to access government documents, and that will helpful for ensuring of accountability and transparency of the government. So but as an enacted law of this Right to Information Act, which played a critical role in deepening the democratic practices. So if you started reading governance, so you will be coming across this topic. So what is that topic? That is transparency and accountability. So how there is increased transparency in governance process? So first one here is yes, implementation of RTI, Right to Information Act. So because of this Right to Information Act, now people, they are empowered to get the information from government, right? And this Right to Information Act, it is one of the success. So let me know some examples of success of this Right to Information Act in comment box. Don't worry, don't forget about this. And actually this article says that because of this bill, it is going to undermine right to information and it is not doing much to protect right to privacy. So this is cause of concern now. So why we need this data protection bill? So it is mainly came up based on which committee recommendations? Please let me know in the comment box. So your personal data is defined as any data about an individual who is identifiable by or in relation to such data. So in data we are having personal data and another side we are having non-personal data. So personal data which is used by an individual, okay, and he can identify that person. So if you're talking about the purpose of this draft bill, it is to provide processing of digital personal data, and it recognizes rights of individuals to protect their personal data, and even it is focusing on processing of this personal data for lawful purposes. And this bill is important because it provides guidance. It provides guidance and even it is focusing on best practices, best practice rules for organizations and the government. And this bill which also frames out rights and as well as duties of the citizen. So what is the significance of this Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023? So this bill will be able to keep personal data of a user safe. So you're mainly saving the data and that can be used for the proper use. And big corporations and consumers, they will be charged with a hefty fine if they are not following the rules and regulations. And this bill also make entities like internet companies and mobile apps, business houses more accountable, and these corporations and these companies, they are also answerable to the collection, storage and processing, how they are doing everything, because it comes under right to privacy. And once this bill is approved, there will be the several entities like both public and as well as private. They need to take the consent from the users regarding collection of data and as well as processing of data. So what are the concerns? The concerns here is the first one is, so it is undermining the right to information. And this bill overrides Section 43A of Information Technology Act. And this one is, so there is no proper compensation is seen. And there is also concerns regarding right to privacy. So these are the some concerns. And now let us see next topic. It is about nation's data of politics. So this article is at most important, and it is having some political issue, and as well as it's also talking about the data. So here we are going to see what is important from UPSC point of view. We are going to see, we are not going to see any political issues in this analysis. So it is not at all necessary for UPSC, and UPSC will be not bothering like which government came, which government went, and so what is the issue of the government. So it is not focusing on that. It is focusing on your opinion, your perspective. Okay. So here this article is talking about IIPS, that is International Institute for Population Studies. So this article is talking about what? That is International Institute for Population Studies. So recently director of this International Institute for Population Studies had been removed. Okay. So recently a media report released, and this report states that development follows the publication of 5th National Family Health Survey report produced by the institute. So this institute will provide this National Family Health Survey report. And this institute, which also had produced the report periodically for over 2 decades, from 20 years onwards, this institute is providing the reports. And the director himself, he trained as a demographer, and we would expect that the data are as robust as can be. So whenever the institute director itself, who himself is a trained demographer, means so what are the data that we are getting, that will be mostly authenticated data, right? So argument is that there is decline in the total consumption over the growing economy. So actually this report said that on another side we can see there is a growing economy, but income distribution is unequal. So one important data given by this report is that one. And next one is under this periodic labor force survey. So it mainly said that there is rise in unemployment, and on another side in non-agriculture private sector, which is slow down. So one side there is unemployment, and on other side there is slowdown in non-agriculture private sector. So in these two reports we can see there are two contravening findings. So in this National Family Health Survey, which says that the level of anemia has risen in almost all the sections of population, and especially among the children, so there is very high. And even from 15 years to 49 years also, yes, they are anemic. So this is the one important thing which mainly said. And one important report under this National Family Health Survey is about open defecation. So it said that we are open defecation free, but on another side there is increased sanitation facility. And so these are some important things which mainly said. So actually these reports are given in the favor of government, present government, because present government came up with this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan regarding open defecation, right? So what is the impact of the suppression of the data? So whenever we are not getting the actual data, what happens? So we are not going to provide incentives, and we are not going to provide proper policies for the addressing of the ground level issue. And we can also see there is public policy interventions will be seeing, right? And even we can see there will be the risky behavior on the people that will lead to the increasing of contagion. That means whenever there is no lack of data, then what happens? So there will be the policy paralysis can be also seen here. So here this article says that yes, we need to have the access to the accurate and timely data. Okay, so this is about this article and why data is important for the proper functioning of our democracy. It is very much vital for a democratic country. So this is the article. And now let us see next topic. It is about India's mining policy shift. So this article, which is focusing on Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2023. So as I said, this article which is focusing on private sector entry especially. So first, let us try to see why it is in news. So on August 2nd, Parliament passed Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Bill 2023. So one of the important aim of this bill, it is to attract private sector investment, and this private sector need to explore the critical deep seated minerals in our country. So this bill which talks about 6 important minerals, that is lithium. So lithium will be used in electric vehicle batteries, and it is also talking about some critical and strategic elements or minerals. And actually exploration and mining of these 6 minerals previously classified as atomic minerals, but these minerals, they are having restricted rights only to the government but not private sector. But now we are trying to introduce this private sector, or we need to allow this private sector investments. So how much of India's critical minerals are imported? So a variety of minerals besides those used in creating fuel are crucial for countries' manufacturing and infrastructure and as well as advancement. So these are the critical minerals which are very much important for manufacturing, which are important for infrastructure, and which are also important for the development of automobiles, and even for the advancement of economy also. These minerals plays a very important role. Why? Because some countries, they are having monopoly over the rare earth metals, for example China. So many countries, they depend on the China for their imports. Even India is dependent. So whenever there are supply chain disruptions, what happens? The economy of entire country will be fall down. So because of this, yes, we need to have our own technology for these extracting of these minerals. And finally our government opened the eyes and they started allowing this private sector investments now. So if you're talking about whenever we need to move towards this clean energy transitions, so now to achieve this climate change and to achieve this INDs, okay, and to achieve this climate that is carbon neutrality by 2070, yes, we have to move away from this non-renewable energy resources towards using of renewable energy resources. So for that, one choice we have is we can improve this grabbing of as much as solar energy as possible. So here, to address this net zero emission goals, and we need to focus on availability of critical minerals, for example lithium. So what is this lithium? Lithium is also called as white gold, and even we are focusing on other minerals per se, cobalt, graphite and rare earth elements also. So these are also very crucial for manufacturing of semiconductors. So these semiconductors, they are used in smart electronics, they can be used in defense, aerospace equipment, telecommunication technologies, etc. So what happened, what is the problem is, so there is lack of availability of these minerals, okay, and there is no proper technology for extraction or processing of these elements. So because of this, finally we depend on other countries. So we are dependent on imports. So we are also facing some supply chain vulnerabilities and even disruption of their supplies. For example, so if you're talking about cobalt, China has majority ownership of this cobalt mines in Democratic Republic of Congo, and it is having 70% of world's cobalt which is mined. And if any country want this cobalt, they have to go to China and they have to beg, yes, we need cobalt, and in return we will be giving money, right? So that is the thing which is happening with India also. So major economies like even US, even UK and European Union, in recent past, they moved to secure the supply chain resilience for such minerals. They don't want to depend upon other countries, and they want to decrease the dependence on China actually. So what are the key highlights of this bill? So this bill, which amends Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act of 1957, right? And if you're talking about restrictions, so this bill which becomes or which brings this lithium out of the list of restrict to atomic minerals. So that now here what happened, whenever you are removing out from the list, so there will be the private sector can easily access this lithium now. And this bill also welcome the private partners, okay, for extracting of this minerals. And even we are going to have easy forest clearance process also, and even auction power. So this bill will also empower the central government to exclusively auction mining lease. And next one is composite mineral license. So the license can be given by both central government and as well as state government as well. So we are talking about how does this bill which is going to encourage these private players. So first one is, so minerals which are present in this restricted list which had been removed. So for example, lithium, beryllium, niobium, titanium, tantalum, zirconium. So these were mainly reserved for the government entities, but now they are removed from the list. And even this act which provides or which prohibits the pitting, trenching, drilling and subsurface excavations, and they are now the prohibited, these are the prohibited activities, now they had been opened. So in this way we are expecting that they are going to increase the private investments in this sector. So this is about this topic in detail. And now let us see next topic. It is about generative artificial intelligence startup bubble. So here you have to understand what is a generative artificial intelligence, and this topic is important from your GS paper 3 under science and technology. So here you need to understand what is a generative artificial intelligence. So what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages or concerns. Okay, so nothing less, nothing more. So this is more than enough. So what is this generative artificial intelligence? So it is one branch of artificial intelligence in simple. So it is one branch of this artificial intelligence, and there is a growing significance of this branch day by day. And this generative artificial intelligence which focuses on generating new content. So new content means nothing but images, audio, text, etc. It is based on the patterns and rules learned from data. So because of this rise of generative artificial intelligence, it can be attributed to the development of advanced generative models. For example, we have generative adversarial networks. So we have variational auto encoders. Okay, so we can generate new synthetic images, faces that looks more realistic than earlier. So even it is also associated with ChatGPT and as well as deepfakes. So this is about this generative artificial intelligence. So what are the applications? So where we can use? So we can use in art and creativity. So we can generate new works of art that are very much unique and they are innovative, so that it will help artists and creatives to explore more ideas. And next one is music. So it will be also helpful for the musicians and music producers to explore new sounds and styles. And next one is even that can be used in computer graphics. We can create new 3D models, animations, special effects, etc. And even we can use that in healthcare. So by generating new medical images, simulations, and we can understand the efficacy of the medical diagnosis and treatment, whether it is effective or not. So it can be also helpful in even manufacturing of robotics. And if you're talking about what are the concerns, yes, we are having concerns regarding accuracy. So biggest challenge here when we are using this generative artificial intelligence is whether we are going to get high quality and whether we are going to accurate or not. And this one is artisan generative artificial intelligence models. So they are trained on large amounts of data, and the data is biased. The outputs generated by this generative artificial intelligence may be also biased. So because of this, that will finally leads to discrimination. And if you're talking about privacy, training in this generative artificial intelligence models, they requires access to large amounts of data. So we can also have the access to the personal and sensitive data also. So it will be unethical and will be also affecting right to privacy. And next one is responsibility. So since these models, they can generate new content. So for example, you can talk about images, you can talk about audio, you can talk about music, text, etc. So there is also chance of generating the fake news or malicious content. So this is also one important issue. And next one is because of automation, that will lead to decreasing of employment. Yes, of course, now you can see because of this artificial intelligence based news readers, so from the journalists also they are getting the fear that they are going to lose their job. So these are some important things that you have to remember regarding this topic, and this topic is at most important from your prelims and mains. And now let us try to see the next topic. Title says massive crypto based Ponzi scheme exposed, says Odisha police. So here you can understand this Ponzi scheme, it is around rupees 1000 crore. So by this number you can understand how crazy people are to join this Ponzi schemes, right? So this article here, we need to focus on what exactly is this Ponzi scheme. So this topic is important from your economy, which comes in as US paper 3. So here you have to understand what is the impact of this Ponzi schemes, and let me know in the comment box and give me your opinion regarding this, whether this Ponzi schemes are advantaged or disadvantaged. So if you see context, it says that, so I had one experience from my mother. So my mother also used to join this Ponzi scheme, because they will be saying that we are going to give you rice cooker, we are going to give some steel utensils, and someone says that you will be going to get oven, okay, and pressure cooker, like that. So because of this, so this type of schemes will be attracting more household people, that too housewives. Yeah, this is the real example from my mother, and I used to scold her a lot, but she used to not listen to me always, even what I say, she will be not keeping that things in her mind, and she will be doing the things that she want. So finally she understand that, so this is the Ponzi scheme, so we should not join that. But again, if one person will come and says about this scheme, again she will be joining. So she joined around 3 to 4 schemes like this, one for this utensils, and one for, I think, saris, and one for getting investment, like that. Okay, so let me know your honest opinion regarding this Ponzi scheme. So what will be the impact at last? So if you see context, it says that the economic offense wing of Odisha police, they claimed that they have unearthed one of the largest cryptocurrency based Ponzi scheme, and in this scheme, which involving around 1,000 crore and 2 lakh investors. 2 lakh people they invested, and you can understand what is the number and how far this had been spread. I think this scheme, it is regarding the households itself. So if you see some facts regarding this Ponzi scheme, so it is a fraudulent investing scam promising high rates of return with a little risk to investors. So the term Ponzi scheme was coined in year 1919. So this year 1919 is famous for one event. If you go back to our modern history, so which event is very much famous, and that happened in 1919? So please let me know. Okay, so this Ponzi scheme, which was coined in year 1919, and this scheme was named after Italian con man named Charles Ponzi. So he arrived in US in 1882 and made money through this fraudulent schemes, and it works like a pyramid scheme and generated returns for older investors by acquiring new investors who are promised a large profit at a little to no risk. And it relies on a constant flow of new investments to continue to provide returns to older investors, and when the flow of fresh investment run out, the scheme falls apart. So these are generally a multi-level and marketing schemes, and here multi-level marketing itself is not illegal in India, but there is a product being sold. But direct marketing companies, they cannot promote a pyramid or money circulation schemes. To understand this, I came up with this diagram. So there will be one person, so it is a top level or the person who introduced that scheme, and he will ask others to join. Okay, this will be the second level investors. So these people, they will be place money with this schemer initially, and they will be getting the investment in returns. So after that, this person will be joining, gaining 2%. So there will be the scheme like you have to join 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, like that. So this will be the third level investors. So more people see the operations working and decide to join in, and they will be investing with the schemer again. And again, one person will be joining the other level. That will be the fourth level, or even more investors they can be joining. Okay. So this type of schemes will call as this Ponzi schemes. And the money from the subsequent investors, they used to pay the promised returns to the earlier investors. So the money which is paid by these people, so they will be getting some amount of investment. So if we are talking about the next topic, it is regarding the food park proposal by UAE. So UAE is said to deter on $2 billion India food parks proposal. So this topic is at most important from your international relations and even from your economy point of view. So if you see the context, it says that the UAE promised $2 billion investment in food parks in India at 4-nation meet, that is I2U2. So I2U2 includes India, Israel, UAE and USA summit. So this summit held in 2022 June. So it held in 2022 June, and it is more than 1 year now. But there is nothing like UAE is chup chap on this. So it is not saying anything regarding this food parks. So why? Because of some issues it is facing regarding this Essential Commodities Act of India. So at this summit, which attended by our Prime Minister and US President among the others, so UAE said it would invest $2 billion to develop integrated food parks across India. So why? Because we have to enhance food security. The important aim is to enhance food security in West and South Asia. But here UAE, which is showing some concerns regarding Essential Commodities Act, because the price of this onions, it is not stable, and even rice and bananas. So regarding this rice, government came with a recent step, that is banning of exports of non-basmati rice to other countries. Okay, so because of this, these are some issues with India and UAE regarding this food parks. So what is this I2U2? So I2E2 stands for India, Israel, UAE and USA. So it is referred as Western Asian Quad. So I2U2 was initially formed in October 2021 following Abraham Accords. Okay, so Abraham Accords, it is the first Arab-Israeli peace deal. So this is also very important. So what are the important objectives of this I2U2? That is nothing but they are focusing on common areas of interest, and they want to strengthen economic partnership in trade, and they want to increase investment as well. So 6 areas of cooperation between this grouping is like they have to focus on water, energy, transport, space, health and food insecurity. So regarding this food insecurity, UAE said that we are going to have food parks. So what exactly is this food park? So food park, it is a concept. So it is focusing on establishment of a direct linkages from farm to processing to consumer markets. So it includes collection centers where farmers are going to sell their produce, and even primary processing centers, and they will be linked to central processing center. So what is the significance of this food parks? So they are very, very important, because the first one is it will help to tackle food insecurity. So it will maximizes the crop yields, and in turn, so that will helpful to tackle food insecurity in South Asia and as well as in Middle East countries. And even it will be increasing the income. So increasing of farmers' income or doubling of the farmers' income, it is also the ambitious scheme or ambitious aim of our present government. And it will also streamline agriculture supply chains. So India was chosen as a location for the food project because of its proximity to Israel and UAE, that will help in creating the smooth agriculture supply chain. So these are some important things that you have to remember. And now I want to make a small announcement. We in Rathod's IAS, we came up with this daily mains answer writing practice to improve answer writing skill in the students. So exclusively we need to focus on answer writing skills to clear your UPSC. So if you are having the good answer writing skills, then no one will stop your name to be in the final list. So if you are the student who are facing issues with mains answer writing practice, or if you are having inertia to write answers, so come and join us in this daily mains answer writing course. So here we are providing you 52 weeks of detailed schedule, what you have to read, when you have to read, everything. And it will cover exclusively all your GS topics, GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. And there will be also essay and case study practice on every Sundays. So what are your answers? We are going to evaluate your answers, and we provide model answer for each and every question also. And we are going to have live doubt clearing session. Apart from that, we are going to have explanations for the answers also. So here we are also providing one-to-one mentorship. So because one student needs will be different with the other students, so we are going to address that. So this course already started, so it is not much late. Admissions are still going on, and till now we didn't take the class for this new batch. So for the new batch, today is the orientation class. So if you want, you can join that class at 7 p.m. So I will be giving you the link in the description box. Okay, so if you want, you can join that orientation class. So if you are interested, and if you want to enroll this course, you can visit our website rathodscienceacademy.com. There you can join the course by doing the payment in the website itself, or if you want to enquire any queries, so you can call me on this number 8074765513. So this is also WhatsApp number and Telegram number, so you can ping me there also. The course cost is 8,200 rupees, and if you don't have the money to pay once, you can pay in the twice installments. Okay, so you can pay in 2 installments. So here by this I want to say one more thing. So even though if you are facing lack of money or financial crisis, yes, you can attend this live session today. This is the orientation class, and this is the free, and we are going to post a link even in the community and also in the comment box, so that you can join. So save the time, that is at today 7 p.m. And one more thing is, so this session is very useful to understand how to write answers. Okay, and now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is Hindu newspaper PDF, date is August 8th and today is Tuesday. So there is nothing much important in the today's newspaper actually. We skipped a lot of articles, so that are not much important. So here the states page, you can see Kerala LOP, that is leader of opposition, objects to SHRC chief appointment. So here you have to understand what is the State's Human Rights Commission. So this topic is present in your Lakshmikant. So go to that once. And in this editorial page, you can see this China worldview, its postulates and reality check. So it is not much important. And next topic is right to privacy nor right to information. So this topic I discussed. And I also discussed this article regarding data of politics. And text and context, I discussed about this India's mining policy shift. And here I discussed about this generative artificial intelligence article. And I discussed about this Ponzi scheme in Odisha. And next one is digital data protection bill I discussed. And there is one article regarding international cheetah experts will be consulted, government tells Supreme Court. So because of the death of cheetahs, there are 6 out of 20 cheetahs they died. So there is a need for the consultation with the international experts so that we can go for proper conservation. And next one is basic structure. So this article which is talking about Article 370. So already I discussed about what is basic structure doctrine. So this Keshwananda Bharati case, Keshwananda Bharati versus State of Kerala 1973, that led to evolution of this basic structure doctrine. So you have to see which all will consider this basic structure doctrine. And there is one more interesting article here is Indian made syrup that is cooled out found contaminated in Iraq. So there are a number of articles like in Africa, there is a contamination of this Indian based cough syrup happened. So because of this, that led to the death of number of children. And now we found that contamination happened in Iraq. So this is one cause of concern, and here we have to see how we are going to address this issue in future. And here you can see one sea which is mentioned here, that is Red Sea. So you have to see location of this Red Sea on your map. And in business page, I discussed about this India food parks proposal by UAE. So this article also I discussed. So these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. I wish you are going to join this Zoom meet today. And this Zoom meet, how many students can attend here is only 100 students can attend. So try to join this session as soon as possible by 6:50 p.m. Okay. And one more thing here is, if you are visiting to this Rathod Science for the first time, subscribe to Rathod Science and hit the bell icon. And try to share this video to the others also. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much.